Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for taking time out to come to this live event this evening. This is something that I'm really passionate about, and I wanted to deliver for such a long time. So my name is Claire Harwood. I'm the DSL in the school, which is the designated safeguarding lead. So my job is to make sure that all of your children are kept safe within the school, and that their voice is listened to, and that we do make a difference to young people's lives. So tonight I'm going to be introducing and launching what's called the Student Voice. So I've been working with the Student Voice for around 8 months now, of making this platform where students' voice can be heard. So a lot of students in school don't actually feel confident enough to come and talk to us about their worries or share them. So this is a platform which they can use where their voice is heard and we can get back in contact with them. And particularly over this time frame with COVID-19 and how it's affected absolutely everyone, I don't think it really could have come at a better time. So what is it then? So basically it's a platform where students are able to share their concerns on if they've got any worries or concerns, or tell us what actually is good about our school or how we can improve it. And for me, the most positive thing is to hear that student's voice to tell us how we can improve. They are the most important people. They go to our school, and we need to make these changes and make sure that we're listening to them. So you might have seen, as you come into reception in school, we do have a section on safeguarding, and these posters, which you can see to the left, are absolutely everywhere in our school. They are in the corridors, they're in the classrooms, or on the back of doors. They are absolutely everywhere, and it's really promoting students to know who they can talk to if they've got any worries or concerns. So there you'll see me at the top. I look very different now. I don't have a fringe anymore. It's grown out over the COVID time, so I do look a little different. So I am the lead DSL in the school, so I oversee safeguarding within the school. I've got a deputy DSL, which is Miss Davy, which you can see in the circle just underneath me there, along Mr. Chambers, who is also a DSL within the school. So Miss Davy's job is when I'm not there, that children can speak to them, and they might have a better relationship with Miss Davy as well. They might know her and might want to talk to her about their worries and concerns, but she is solely within my team, and we work together as a safeguarding team within the school. We've also got 3 pastoral leaders. So we've got Miss Pittaway, who is in charge of years 9 and 10. We've got Miss Stevenson, who is the pastoral lead for 7 and 8, and Miss Warden, who is 11, 12 and 13. So every year group has a pastoral lead that they can talk to. And the point of the platform is, obviously, we are still in work now, still working away, and this platform will enable us to get in contact with students that we haven't yet spoken to and that we're not aware of if they've got any worries or concerns. So this gives us the opportunity to do that with them. So the Student Voice now is live. So we've been promoting this to students all week. So you might have seen us in assemblies going through the same PowerPoint as what we're sharing with you tonight, so everyone has consistency. And it really, we've been showing them how to use it. So what we need to do is we need to click on Student Voice. So if you go to the main Bilton page and click on Student Voice at the top right hand corner where my big arrow is pointing, so please do, as parents, please have a look at this site and what it's there for and the use of it, and really do encourage your children to use it to share how they're feeling. So what happens is, once you go into the home page, a pop-up comes up, and this is if the child is in an emergency and they need immediate attention. As you can imagine, we are going to be overseeing this site, not 24/7 though, unfortunately. So if students do need immediate concern, then they can contact the relevant agencies which come up. So as you can see on the right-hand side, the pop-ups that come up are the police, the MASH, which is the Multi-Agency Safeguarding Hub, Childline, Samaritans and NSPCC. So if they are in immediate danger and they need to make contact, then they're able to do that. If they're not, then they just click on the X button and it takes them to the home page. So this has 2 main features, and the 2 main features are what works well and what doesn't, and are you worried and need to talk. So the what works and what doesn't is basically where they can give us feedback as a school. So we really want to work and listen to the children's voice on how we can improve our school, and that's not just our school ourselves, but it's also the surrounding area. So our community, we want to work with different agencies such as Police and Neighbourhood Watch within our communities to make sure that the area around our school is kept really safe, and also online learning. So what's happening at home? So is there any feedback they can give us on online learning, where areas where it's going well, areas where it's not going so well? And within the school, it's about where areas where they feel safe. So students may feel safe in somewhere like the library, but might not feel safe on lesson changeover, sort of like on the science corridor or something. And this is something that if students bring to our attention, we can work on and start looking at these different areas of where we can improve. The worried need to talk section is all about where a student has anxieties or worries or concerns, and this can relate to school, it can relate to friendships, it can relate to home, and this is an area where they can share how they're feeling, and we listen to their voice and we support them. So they would leave their email address with us, we would get in contact with the students, and we would also get in contact with yourselves as well to share the concerns, to see how we can all work together to support the child. So once you go into the homepage, you will see 4 different sections. So you've got school, home life, surrounding area, and there is another section which is for our school council. So our school council just use that area. So we're going to look at the main 3 areas tonight. So school. So we've been working with the company, and I think why it's took such a long time is because we have actually made it specific to actually Bilton School itself. So you can imagine building the maps for the surrounding area and the school has been taken a long time basically to develop. So within the school, what you will see is a map there of all the buildings, and once you click into that building, it then takes you into subsections of what's in that building. So for school, like I say, it could be an area where they feel safe or they don't feel safe. And this is a section where they can tell us exactly how they're feeling. In the surrounding areas, so they might want to focus on an area where they do feel safe. So it could be something like a youth club that they maybe go to, but they might not feel safe if they go to the shop late at night because there's kids hanging around outside it. And this is where we want to work with the police and the neighbourhood watch to make sure these places are safe for our children. And home life, so like I say, COVID has affected every single one of us, really, children and adults together. So home life is really what's working well. So they might find actually online learning is working really well, but their sleep pattern isn't. And this is something that they do need support and help with because they're out of a routine, and maybe you yourselves as parents feel that they're out of a routine, and you may want support with that as well with that child to see how we can help in any way, shape or form. So it really is about using all 3 different sections and communicating with us because, like I say, this is my passion. And I really, really want to work with the students to make sure that our school and the surrounding area is safe. So I want to just look a little bit more in depth to how it works. So you can access this on any platform. So it can be on your phone, it can be on a laptop. And we have what's called a traffic light system. So this is the areas where they can say it's good, okay, or bad. Once you click into the area, so I've clicked the creative block basically. So you click on the creative block on the search tool, and then what happens is it takes you into the actual area, as I said. So this is just an example how it looks. So we've used the map of the school against the map of sort of like the outside of the school to actually specify certain areas of so that they can be more specific in what's happening. So where you can see I've clicked on creative upper floor, I would click into that and then it would take me onto this screen. So this screen is basically where there's been an incident, or where that could be good or bad, but we ask the child basically to give as much detail here about the incident that's taken place. So they would use the green, the amber and the red to let us know exactly how they're feeling. So it could be that actually some kids really like the creative block, they really enjoy art, they really enjoy music, they enjoy the teachers there, and they might find this is a good space for them to be, or it could be the opposite. So it could be where maybe on lesson changeover that it's kids start to push and shove and they don't feel safe, that we need to know this. So it's kind of sharing that information with us, and if they can provide a date or a time when that incident took place, so if it is at break times or it is on lesson changeover, to specify that in there. At this point, we encourage them to leave their email address. We're not saying that they have to, and this is because they are giving us feedback on what works and what doesn't. And this is our job to make sure that we listen to the children's voice. Now, we recommend that they do, because I would like to contact them. I would like to communicate with them to say, you know, this is what you said. I think it's great that you said that. And this is what we've done, what we've put in place. Can you give me more feedback on if that's working or not? And if it's not working, then we'll work together to see what else we can put in place. So it's about working together as a team, really. And if they are worried about a certain thing that's happening at that point, then to write it in there so that we've got all the details that we can move forward with. So just looking at sort of like home and sort of like what it looks like if you click on it. So you'll see that you've got online learning, you've got online gaming, sleep, social media, friends outside. And this is something that, again, that they can write to tell us what's going well and what doesn't. So a student might find that actually they're not being able to communicate with friends, and we could look at how maybe we could sort that out, how we could arrange that. It might be that something's happening online with online gaming, that they're staying up too late, or that they use the voiceovers, that contact is coming through from people that we don't want to hear from. So it's something that they can raise to us if they're worried or concerned, and they can raise that. Like I say, sleep patterns. So the sleep pattern isn't in the routine that we all want. And over this period of time, it's really difficult to keep that and maintain it. And online social life, so we're not seeing people, so we're more online than ever before. And is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? It's kind of like weighing that up and talking to the children about how we can improve, and maybe look at assemblies that we can put out, apps that we can work with to actually support with this and move forward listening to the child's voice. So the next section then is a section of worried need to talk. So we've used this language because it's the same as what they're used to in school. So they understand what it's there for, that button. And this is basically for them to access support from us as a pastoral team. So if they do have any anxieties, and over this period of time, I think everybody has anxieties, and that can be to do with exams, that they don't know what's happening. It could be to do with friends, that they're falling out or they haven't heard from friends and they're worrying about that. It could be that they've not seen their grandparents over this amount of time and it's causing them worry and stress, and they might just need that extra support to see how we can do that, to work with you as parents and carers to make sure that support is put in place, as much for the child as for you guys as well. So it's all really coming together to work together, and it's listening to that child. It's to offer the support and use the agencies that we do in school to make sure that they feel supported, and that we're keeping them safe. So this is how it looks. So if you click into worried need to talk, it's all about seeking guidance and support. We ask them here to leave their email address. We want to get in contact with them. We want to help and support them, and we want to share that information with as many people to support them as possible. So that's agencies such as ourselves, so we get them the correct support that's needed. If needed, it might be just a welfare check, just to check in to make sure they're okay, and to boost that motivation and maybe give them a bit of enthusiasm, and listen to someone that's praising them for the work that they're doing as well from in school, because that can be quite a worrying time where you're handing this work in but you're not sure if you're doing a good job, and it might be from a subject teacher where they're worrying about a subject. So it's just a range of different things where we can take those anxieties away. So we ask them to write about what they're actually worried about and any concerns, issues or complicating factors. And how do they think that we can help? What do they want us to do? Like, if it is a fallout with friends, do they want to just talk to us about it, or would they like for us to contact the friends? It's a number of different things, but again, it's listening to that child and working out what the most support is needed to help them with this situation. And then basically what they do is they send the feedback in. What will happen, that comes then through to our dashboard, and what we will do is, as a safeguarding team, so that includes pastoral leads as well, we will get in contact with the children to talk to them a little bit further about it. We will start with the email address, and then we will contact yourselves to let you know of the conversation that we've had with the child. So it's I think for children, it's a way of them being able to express how they're feeling and to get as much support as possible from us at school as well as home. So the fourth section of the website is all about apps. So we've added quite a few apps there that can help with anxiety and well-being. But we really do want as many different apps as possible. And I know that children are more engaged with these type of things and have more of an understanding of it. So as we want to hear from them as much as possible of what we can add that's helped them, maybe that can help others as well. So this is a growing part, so we are going to be adding more and more to it. And again, if you've got any ideas of apps, then please do share that with us and let us know, and we can add them to our website. So as we've said to the children, so we hope they're going to be back really soon, and we are really proud of them, so proud of them for what they're doing and what they're going through. So obviously this evening is a Q&A, so we're going to open up the question and answer section now. I just want to say thank you ever so much for listening, and thank you for taking the time out to come in and listening to what this contextual safeguarding platform is all about, and I really do appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Goodbye.